What's up, fellow clashers? It's Apollyon here, and what we're going to do is we're going to try and make lemon out of lemonade here. Wait, lemonade out of lemons. There we go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to try to make lemonade out of lemons. We had a random matchup, very mismatched on the other side's favor, but of course very rushed spaces. You guys have seen all these type of random wars like that. So what we're going to do on this video is we're going to focus on ring bases because that's what they gave mostly to us as far as to hit. We're going to speed through a bunch of them really quickly just so we can cover a lot of different attacks on how you can hit ring bases. Let's go ahead and check out the first one. We're going to do a couple Town Hall 10s, Town Hall 10, and we're going to look at Alfred that's going to hit this base with pretty much bowlers and valks. But the key to most ring bases that you'll see, unless you're doing air, is that funneling portion. So he's going to go ahead and break in with wall breakers into that 6 o'clock-ish compartment with a bowler getting tons of value doing funneling work on the other side, just preparing for the phase 2 of that. So the queen's job is to go ahead and get the clan castle, take care of all that right-hand side of the base, and funnel all the way up to like 3 o'clock and more. So the bowlers are just going and taking care of each building as they possibly can. Queen is going to go ahead and get under rage to go ahead and take care of that clan castle. And we're going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit as she's going to go break. So she finally breaks through that. And now we're going to go ahead and send a giant with some bowlers behind it and a king that's going to go ahead. Their job is to take out that the left-hand portion of that. And notice that really cool runway that's left for those 10 Valks with what's going to connect into the core. So the queen is still doing her thing. She's going to take out the enemy queen. The king has to use his ability to go ahead and make his way through the base. Those bowlers are still going to go ahead and do a lot more. But we can't send the Valks in yet. There we go. Now I've got the jump in there, and there's only one place for these Valks to go, to that builder hut, and then to the Tesla, and then inside the core. He's got a heal and a rage. The heal's really not going to do too much though, because these Valkyries are all going to be under rage. So as soon as those, there we go, as soon as those Inferno Towers goes down, now he can drop that heal in there and let the Valks push through here. That queen finally uses her ability, and we're going to fast forward this. He's got a couple Lunes on the back end that's very important on this type of thing, so the Valkyries, who completely get shredded, are able to get cleaned up with the baby dragons and Lunes. So very, very cool way to start us out. Let's jump down to another Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 10 attack. And we're going to go ahead and look at Lune type of deployment here. Very common bases that I'm sure you all see often. I try to get different variations of the ring. This is with those four corners, and it's really cool because he uses the two-pronged attack on each side. He uses the king with some giants and bowlers to go ahead and get that AD at 9 o'clock, and then he uses the queen with the giant to go ahead and get that other AD, and I'm not sure who gets the clan castle. I think the king and bowlers trip the clan castle. There we go. It is going to be a hound, so it's really going to make no difference for the Lune portion of this. So the queen's job here is to really take care of that last AD. What else she gets here is just icing on the cake, and she gets that Tesla. She gets the wizard farm or wizard tower. That's perfectly fine. Now as these Lunes and lava hounds go ahead and take this out, doesn't really matter if the queen goes down. We're going to go ahead and watch the Lune portion of this. So we've got two lava hounds coming in to that 6 o'clock air defense using haste to go ahead and get them towards that air defense, and then they've got to go all the way through this core. So there we go with I think a heal, and I'm not sure why. The heal is really not going to do too much for most of those Lunes, but it's okay. We're going to go ahead and haste through all this core here, and then we've got the Lunes to go ahead and take care of that last air defense. There's so many Lunes that are just converging on it that there's no way it can keep up. That wizard tower could do some serious damage to those Lunes though, but just way too many for it to be any kind of impact. So there we go. We've got that one completely crushed. And now we're going to go ahead and look at a Town Hall 9 take on a Town Hall 10. Now this is a very rushed Town Hall 10. It does have Inferno Towers. We're able to swag two hastes on that one. Let's go to 26, and we'll look at Canadian taking care of this base with another Lune type of deployment, and we're going to use a queen walk here, kind of like the other one that we first saw. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this base. And there goes the healers down there. We're going to go ahead and speed this thing up. This is going to go take out the enemy queen. And you can see it's just got one Inferno tower. So it's not a, mature Town Hall 10. But nonetheless, still not simple to take. So we've got wall breakers going in there. They're going to take care of this really nasty clan castle for a Lune. This would be very bad for a baby dragon and a regular dragon. They would tear up any kind of Lune deployment, so it's a good thing that the queen takes care of that. She's already taken care of one of the air defenses, and now we've already got the Lune portion going in there. So they're starting at the noon, and they've got to make their way through the rest of the base. Queen is still doing fine. I think she might even get to that last air defense by the time that these lava hounds make their way all around the base. We still have one more lava hound. There we go. Going into the 3 o'clock air defense. We've got to speed these things up. That Inferno tower has still not gone down yet, but that's not going to be too much of a problem. There we go. Queen does get that air defense down. So we've got no more air defenses, and it's really up to these Lunes to make it through the rest of the base. And that lava hound's job, you have one job, is to soak up any of those traps and as well as defenses. So we've got a couple of Teslas, 3 Teslas in the core, and an an Expo that's pointed to the ground, which is going to do absolutely nothing to these Lune portion of the attack. There we go with the Inferno Tower going down, the dummy Expo going down, and then we've got a Tesla left. Lava Hound is still up, not going to get popped. And we held one extra Lune just to speed things up. So really, really good way of hitting this base for a Town Hall 9. Let's go down to number 28. And we're going to do another air attack here. Just a different style of ring base. It's a wacky ring, but it still is that core with a big moat around all the other sides of it. So what do we got? We got another air attack. I think this is a quad Lune. No queen walk. Again, this queen's job is to take care of the enemy queen and the clan castle, and anything else that she can get is icing on the cake. If she could get that other air defense, that would be fantastic. But not sure that that's going to be in the cards here. That dragon I don't think is caught under the poison, so she's going to have her work cut out for her there. So she does get that taken care of, uses the ability, and I think she might possibly be able to get that air defense. Nope, she's not going to. She's going to walk around. So we've got lava hounds going in with Lunes right behind it. And we have 2 hastes, a rage, and 2 heals, none of which have been used except for the haste so far. We've got the lava hounds working their way around, like nice heal in the core. That's exactly what you want to do where there is no Inferno Towers, of course, since it's a Town Hall 9. It's going to go ahead and heal those Wizard Tower spots that's in the core that would really wreck a balloon farm or whatever you want to call that. And we still have one more heal that's available that's going to push through that air defense. And then we've got cleanup here. So we're going to be done with this. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more. And then we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. We've got number 31. Looks like FB doing a 6-pack or getting a 6-pack with another quad Lune. Just, again, a different version of a ring base. Wanted to show that type of thing where it's usually used to have spring traps in all those little tiny compartments or between the walls in each of those ring compartments to spring and get rid of giants or anything else that's going through it. So we've got the king that's laid down and we've got the queen. No healers necessary for this. Their job, again, is to go ahead and get that clan castle if possible. There we go. It's been triggered. And, if they can get an air defense, that would be even better. But that Lune just falls short of being able to get that air defense. But the queen is going to be able to take care of this baby dragon. And then as soon as she's done with the baby dragon, there goes that air defense. So now we've got 3 air defenses that we have to deal with, and I believe 4 lava hounds. So that's a good ratio there. And it's very symmetrical base. So that means we know exactly which way we want to deploy. Nothing in that core, just the town hall. So it's not gonna, it's not gonna stop any of that Lune from going the way that he wants it to go. Still 2 lava hounds up, and one last lava hound that's been deployed, the max lava hound that's going to tank for that air defense. No need to really haste these things up. He needs those lava hounds to pop. So he hates the one coming in from 9 o'clock, but not to the ones coming in from the core, as he really wants the last air defense to pop. There we go. And I don't look at how much damage those things did. Wow. So he did get the lava hounds to pop, but unfortunately at the cost of about 8 or 9 Lunes to those air bombs, which is not always the optimal way. But I think 22 pups is probably a good trade for all those Lunes. So very cool. Nice hit. Let's go ahead and look at 35. And we'll go ahead and check BE, taking this semi-type compact ring base. So I don't know if you would categorize this as a ring base, but we're going to call it a ring base just because it has those kind of ringish compartments to it. And also because we've got a ground attack, and I wanted to show a ground attack in here, or at least a couple of them, so not everything is air. So we've got the 2 golems going in. We've got the queen right behind it. King is going to be dropped with bowlers. So we've got basically like a gobo low with some Valks in there. And their job this is like old 8 school Town Hall 8 stuff where you used to use a go valo. Used to get those Valkyries in the core, let them run rampant under a rage, and then they would take out all of those 3 air defenses or 4 air defenses, whatever is at Town Hall 8. I think it's 3. And there we go. They're all running through there, taking out all those air defenses. Now, all we got to do is send Lunes on the back end, which is exactly what's going on. Just a really nice, well thought out plan, and exactly what you want to see with these type of bases. So very good job funneling. That's what made it all possible. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at one more, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. So we're going to jump down to number 37. I'll let you see the army composition here just so you get used to it. 7 Valks, a couple of golems, bowlers in the clan castle. And now we're going to jump down to number 37. Jamie, she's getting a 3-star hit with the stoned hobo in here, for this really is a ring base. So we've got 2 golems going in here. Stone equals 3 golems. We haven't deployed that 3rd one yet. Very easy wall breakers, overkill on wall breakers. They're going to hopefully get into that second thing. Yeah, there we go. So they get 2 of those. That's what happens when you have level 6 or 7 walls. Those wall breakers can go in and get 2 layers, which is going to make a huge difference. Tons of funneling done. That 3rd golem has been dropped in, and everything's jumping into the core, taking this thing out. Those bowlers are going ham on this base and taking care of a lot of this core. That dragon, though, is frying everything that's in there. So poisons are not really working out as best as it could. There we go. Finally goes down. That Barbarian King goes down as well. So now it's up to the hogs to go ahead and clean the rest of this base. Have no more heals after that last heal was dropped. And it's really up to them to go work their way through, but still has tons of these things left. My goodness. And really no giant bomb spots except towards the end of this hit. And by that time, this base has been completely crushed. So it doesn't even matter if they hit the bombs. And there we go. There's 1. There's 2. And they just juke right out of the way there, so they don't even get hit by that second giant bomb. So I think like 5 billion hogs are going to go ahead and clean this base up. And that's how you hit this base with ground instead of just everything air. So really, really good attacks. Wanted to mix things up a little bit so you all could see, what happens when you run into these random wars and you get all these different weird ring bases. If you haven't seen it already, check out the common internet base one that I'm putting out as well for this war, because they ran a couple of common internet bases if they weren't running ring bases. So hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, share it with your clan mates. If you guys are enjoying these things, benefiting, you know that they will as well. And go ahead and just get used to these things. You use those friendly challenges, hit those bases, go get used to the timing, deployment, everything like that. Practice those 6-star clan wars and get those 3-star attacks.